Oh, what time are you thinking?
Okay, Madam Chairman, you're good to go.
All right, thank you. Welcome, everybody, to our January 7th, 2026 meeting. And Dee, would you like to start us with the pledge? Thank you.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, it's nice to see a nice full room. Thank you, everybody coming out on this cold, slippery night. Thank you. Can I have approval of the minutes of December 16th, 2025?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed. At this time, we're going to do new public business. The clerk will have a 3-minute timer. And anybody in the audience, please come up, introduce yourself. Thank you. Please go up.
Hi, Lois McKenzie, Precinct 3 Town Meeting Member. I'm here to address concerns regarding the ongoing problems with the HVAC system at the Senior Center. I've been attending the Senior Center for nearly a year. During that time, it's become clear the heating and cooling system is not functioning adequately. The past fall and into early winter, the center was closed for 3 days due to a lack of heat, and there have been at least 10 additional days when services were interrupted because of temperature issues. In the large room where I attend classes, the space is consistently overheated, even though there is a separate thermostat in that room. My understanding is that this thermostat does not actually control the temperature. At the same time, the front rooms of the building are often uncomfortably cold. This uneven temperature throughout the building is a persistent problem. I've also heard that the Senior Center's heating system is controlled by Town Hall, and I would appreciate clarification as to whether this is accurate or not. In speaking with employees who've been attempting to address these issues, I was told that a new HVAC system was installed this past summer. However, when the heating system was started, the control company was reportedly not present. From a business perspective, it is concerning that no representative was on site to ensure the system was operating properly. I was also told the individuals responsible had indicated the problem was resolved, when in fact no effective correction had been taken. There was no heat the next day. While I personally do not rely on the Senior Center services as heavily as some others, many community members do, and this situation is especially difficult for them. I believe it is time for the town to take a thorough and serious look at this issue and bring in a qualified professional who understands the system and can ensure that the entire building receives consistent and reliable heating and cooling. I recognize the town contracts with various service providers, but when decisions are based primarily on choosing the lowest bidder, this is often the result. In the future, I would encourage the town to place greater emphasis on experience, reputation, and quality of work, even if that comes at a higher cost. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Lois, and we'll have the town manager look into that.
Madam Chairman, I brought it up last week.
Okay, good.
Brought it to the manager's attention. She was aware of it. She mentioned it.
This is news, though.
Okay, this is good news.
It's not a surprise, so.
Yeah, no, we would definitely want to take care of the senior center for
But
sure.
thank you for the detailed information.
Yeah, thank you, Lois, you know.
I was in there with my coat on.
Yeah, we need to take care of that.
That was me at the Christmas party.
Thank you. We need to definitely take care of that. Please go up.
Good evening, Lauren Steves, Town Meeting Member Precinct 3. I want to take some time to address a procedural detail discussed at a previous meeting that may not have been clear to the public as it relates to the subject of electronic voting, which has been heavily discussed. At a previous meeting, the Select Board has agreed to place an article on the warrant for the upcoming May 2026 annual town meeting to amend the bylaw to allow for electronic voting. During discussion, it was stated that a funding article could not accompany the bylaw article because the budget cycle is already underway and funding cannot be allocated for something until a bylaw is adopted. I want to provide some additional context because Massachusetts town meeting practice does allow for this. Under standard town meeting procedure, an authorizing article such as a bylaw amendment and a related appropriation article may appear together on the same warrant in sequence. The appropriation article is contingent upon passage of the authorizing article at the same town meeting. Once the authorizing article passes, the funding article is fully in order to be considered immediately. Danvers used this process at the 2022 annual town meeting. Article 31 and Article 32 appeared together on the warrant. Article 31 established the revolving fund bylaw, and Article 32 reestablished the revolving fund accounts and spending limits. Both were debated at the same meeting, and Article 32 became operative when Article 31 passed. This demonstrates that an authorizing bylaw and a related financial article can and often should move together under our local practice. For additional context, the town of Shrewsbury followed the same approach when adopting electronic voting in 2025. One article established electronic voting, and a companion article appropriated the funding at the same annual town meeting. This bylaw amendment was later approved by the Attorney General's office. To provide clarity for residents and town meeting members, while there is anticipated to be an article to adopt electronic voting in May 2026, currently no funding article is planned by the board, not because procedure prohibits it, but because the option has not been pursued. With roughly 4 months remaining before the 26th annual town meeting, there is sufficient time for the town to gather cost information, whether that's through vendor quotes or an RFP process, so that a funding article could be prepared if the board wishes to consider one. Other communities have completed similar work within comparable timeframes. I raise this solely so the public has a complete and accurate understanding of what is procedurally possible. With that clarification, it may be helpful for the board to revisit whether a funding article should be considered alongside the bylaw amendment so expectations for the town meeting are clear. Finally, if there are any questions about the accuracy of what I've just outlined, I would refer this to the town manager, as she and I have both spoken about this. Thank you.
Wonderful, Lauren. Thank you for that information, and we'll have the town manager look into it.
I've already responded.
Yep, thank you. Anybody else? Thank you. Yep, town.
Good evening. I'm
Madam
Bill
Clerk?
McKenzie, Precinct 3 member. I just want to bring up an issue at 32 Center Street. I don't know if you all have noticed the unregistered vehicles that have been parking there for more than a year. There's a truck out front now that's been there for at least 6 months for trash. And that's supposed to be a historic area in Danvers. And you drive down that street, and all you see is that eyesore there. I don't know if Danvers has reached out to them. I know we do have bylaws for unregistered vehicles on property. They have them stacked all the way down the back of the property. It'd be good if you could take care of it or look into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Bill. I haven't been by that way in a while. Town manager, can you
Thank
look
you.
into that? Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, so board members, if we could, I would like to move item number 5, the hazard mitigation plan, up just before number 3. So we'll make number 5 number 3, if that's okay. And the board will consider, is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
Gardner? All right, Dan?
Sure.
D, okay, wonderful, so we don't have to have Brian wait. The board will consider adoption of the hazard mitigation plan. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. I appreciate you moving me up on the agenda. Brian Barry, the Fire Chief. Good evening, and thank you to the Chair and members of the Select Board. I'm here this evening to request your adoption of the Town of Danvers Hazard Mitigation Plan update dated May of 2025. This plan was updated using federal hazard mitigation planning grant funding with technical assistance from Kaplan Consulting. The update was developed over many months, close to a year actually, by the Hazard Mitigation Planning Committee, which included representatives from public safety, public works, utilities, planning, schools, and town administration. I'd like to thank the members of the committee, town staff, and Kaplan Consulting for their time and collaboration throughout this process. Just a little bit about the plan itself. The Hazard Mitigation Plan identifies the natural hazards that pose the greatest risk to Danvers, including flooding, severe storms, extreme heat, and dam safety. And more recently, we're keeping a close eye on drought, effects of droughts. More importantly, it establishes a set of practical, prioritized actions the town can pursue to reduce long-term risk to residents, infrastructure, and critical facilities. Adoption of this plan is required for the town to remain eligible for FEMA hazard mitigation funding programs, Without an adopted plan in place, Danvers would not be able to apply or receive these federal mitigation grants. The plan has been reviewed and approved by FEMA at this point, and local adoption by the board is the final required step in the process. Adoption demonstrates the town's commitment to proactive risk reduction, protection of life and property, and long-term community resiliency. I respectfully ask the Select Board's adoption of the Hazard Mitigation Plan update. Thank you.
Thank you. We do have the adoption, which the clerk can read, but board members, do you have any questions? Gardner?
No, I downloaded and read the rather lengthy
Yeah,
document.
it's over 400 pages.
It is. I stopped printing at 50 and just kept looking online. No, very comprehensive, very thorough, and I'm happy to support the resolution.
Terrific. Mike?
Yeah, a couple of questions. Hi, Chief. How'd you get stuck with having to give this to us?
I'm the Emergency Management Director, so it falls
Okay.
under my purview.
Well, there it is. Thank you. I went through the whole thing, too. It was lengthy and good read if anybody wants to. Anyhow, I don't know if I'm thinking of this the wrong way, but if we're having a hazard mitigation plan, and we talked about floods and droughts and uplifts and downdrafts and the demographics, financing, planning, all the other agencies involved, should there be in that plan, and I'm just putting it out there for conversation.
Sure.
Maybe it'll lead to something. If we had a tornado rip through the town and it took out a neighborhood, where do those people go? Do we have a plan? Would we send them to the high school? Do we have beds?
So, yeah, that falls under emergency management as well, and that falls under something called the Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan. Stay tuned, you'll be looking at an update on that soon as well.
I hope it's just as long, too.
It's 100 pages, I think. So. But yeah, so we do have plans for that. And part of this, if you look through it, you would have noticed we talked about a backup generator for the senior center. It's so we can use places like that for I know the heat's kind of the sensitive subject right now, but you could use it, and we have in the past used it for a cooling center in the summer or a warming center in the winter if we have, long, really frigid temperatures, et cetera. So that's a very expensive venture, which, the only way to do it is be funded with town funds or have the plan in place, which opens up opportunities for federal funds. So everything in the plan, we're not going to get federal funding for. They're all goals. It is a plan, and we're going to try to accomplish as much as we can, and there is a priority. But there's a lot of culvert work for certain parts of town that tend to flood and things like that.
And I know this is kind of outside, but should there be anything in it about, say, the airport? I know it's not a natural thing, but it would,
So that would fall more into the emergency management plan.
Okay.
This is natural disasters.
Yeah,
This
all
is
right.
weather-related.
yeah, I saw all that. That was great.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Dee?
No questions, thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Dee. Dan?
Thank you. Granted, given that FEMA's approved it, and the last step is for this board to adopt it and approve it, I'm willing to do that. I only got through half of the 400 pages. Some questions came up, not going to bother now, but at some point in time, I'll pose those questions through the manager's office. But it's certainly very thorough. Good job. I guess you had 4 planning sessions to discuss this
Yes,
over the past year. So
we did, with a lot of legwork by a lot of people in between.
I could tell. So, okay, all in supportive of it. Thank you.
Hi, me too. Good job, all of you. Teamwork, good teamwork. Thank you for being so thorough. And Madam Clerk, would you
Sure.
like to read that?
Town of Danvers, Massachusetts Select Board, a resolution adopting the Town of Danvers Mass Hazard Mitigation Plan update. Whereas the Town of Danvers recognizes the threat that natural hazards pose to people and property within the Town of Danvers. And whereas the Town of Danvers has prepared a multi-hazard mitigation plan, hereby known as Town of Danvers MA Hazard Mitigation Plan Update, in accordance with federal laws, including the Robert T. Stafford Disaster Relief and Emergency Assistance Act, as amended, the National Flood Insurance Act of 1968, as amended, and the National Dam Safety Program Act, as amended, and whereas the Town of Danvers Mass Hazard Mitigation Plan Update identifies mitigation goals and actions to reduce or eliminate long-term risk to people and property in the town of Danvers from the impacts of future hazards and disasters. And whereas adoption by the town of Danvers Select Board demonstrates its commitment to hazard mitigation and achieving the goals outlined in the town of Danvers MA Hazard Mitigation Plan Update. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the town of Danvers, Mass, that Section 1, in accordance with MGL Chapter 40, the Town of Danvers Select Board adopts the Town of Danvers MA Hazard Mitigation Plan Update. While content related to the Town of Danvers may require revisions to meet the plan approval requirements, changes occurring after adoption will not require the Town of Danvers to re-adopt any further iterations of the plan. Subsequent plan updates following the approval period for this plan will require separate adoption resolutions.
So moved.
Excellent, okay. Do I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much.
By the way, tornadoes are mentioned pretty extensively throughout here.
I'm sorry?
Tornadoes are mentioned pretty extensively throughout the report. There was a big section on it and like 97 references to it, so.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's obviously a weather emergency, but as far as the shelters and things like that, that's not part of this plan. That falls into the emergency management and emergency response plan.
Okay.
So, see you in 5 years with another update.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. At this time, we're going to go to a public hearing will be held on the vote by mail for the May 5th, 2026 annual town election. And the town clerk will request votes by the board regarding the 2026 election. Please, folks, remember, this is a public hearing on the vote by mail. Madam Clerk, would you
Sure.
like to let us know? Thank you for your work.
Okay. So we are required to have a public hearing on vote by mail for the annual town election. So tonight, in the audience, we have invited the registrars. We have Wally Tybert, Mark Lentini, Marilyn Hazel are all here tonight in case there are questions related to vote by mail. The position of the registrars has been, once we started to offer vote by mail, we should be consistent and continue to allow voters to the best option for them. So we've been doing vote by mail since at least, let's see here. From a local perspective, we started in 2024. So 2024, 25, now we're into 26. So this would be the third year for us to do vote by mail for local elections. So if the board has any questions, and then we can open it up to the public.
Yeah, does anybody in the audience have any questions? If they'd like to, please, yep.
Wanna
Thank
go
you
to
very
board
much.
first?
Want to go to the board? Well,
Do board first? What?
yeah, we'll do the board first, that's fine. Gardner?
No, I mean, we received this grid last time.
That's
and-
wonderful.
And I appreciate the large number of people who like to vote by mail.
Yes.
And I think it's helpful for the electorate for those who can't get out on election day. I'm fully supportive of vote by mail, so.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Mike?
To the clerk, what percentage, I guess, of people vote by mail in the town elections?
Well, it varies. We've only done it twice. So when we talk about voting early, so it's a percentage of early voting to total casted ballots. So in 2024, which was a presidential election, it was 49%, so it was almost half. In 2025, it was 6%. That
Okay.
includes vote by mail and in-person early voting.
Okay.
It's
That's
just-
quite
you
quite a
wanna-
swing, yeah,
Well, and the reason for that
right.
is that in 2024, that was a presidential election. So the presidential primary was in March.
Yeah.
The state sent out the vote-by-mail cards prior to our local election, and the voters checked off all elections this year. So because they checked off all elections this year, they got a vote-by-mail for the local election.
Okay. And did they actually vote by mail at the town election too?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So, for example, in 2024, we had 3,700 people requested a vote-by-mail ballot for the local election, mostly because they checked off all elections. And of those 3,700, like 1,800 came back.
Wow. Okay,
It's a good number.
it's a good deal then. All right.
Yes,
Thank you.
right.
Is that it, Mike?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
Dee?
No questions. I support it.
Wonderful. Dan?
It's great that we can support our residents and give them all the opportunity to vote. Every opportunity they get, that's good. Just a limit to one day can hinder some people from getting out to vote, so.
I think it's
a good
great.
idea.
Yeah, it's a wonderful idea. This is a public hearing. Would anybody in the audience like to get up and, please, hi Sally. Good evening.
Sally Calhoun from Precinct 3. I've seen something locally, recently in the media that the Postal Service is changing, or is considering changing, the postmarking process for mail. I don't know if that is if that's an issue that the town needs to address with voting by mail, but I just wanted to call it to people's attention. They might need to actually put their ballot in the mailbox or drop it at the post office sooner than they had to in the past, because the postmarking process is going to be not the day the piece of mail arrived there, but the day that the postal office processes it, or something. I might be inaccurate in that statement, but there's something that's being considered in terms of a change in how postmarks are actually issued.
I can kind of add to that. On a local election, ballots are only counted that are received by 8 p.m. on Election Day. So a postmark is not going to matter on a local election. Once we get to September and November, when we're talking about the state election, there are some changes with that where the postmarking may come into play. But people should certainly return them as soon as possible, and they can always drop them in the drop box out front or in our office, in the clerk's office. But to return as soon as possible is probably the best way.
That's wonderful. Does anybody else want to talk about that? I'd like to thank Marilyn, Wally, and Mark. Do you want to?
know if they had
Yeah.
something to add?
Do you have something to add to that, Wally? Marilyn? Mark? Kathy does a great job, yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. It's a team effort again. Thank you so much. All right, so let's have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Town Clerk?
And we'd like to do this as a roll call, so I've prepared potential motion. If someone would make the motion?
Madam, I make a motion to affirm to allow vote by mail for the May 5th, 2026 annual town meeting.
Second,
All in favor?
No,
Oh, we're going to do roll call. Yeah.
for the annual
For the
town
annual,
election,
yeah.
Dan?
The first, number one.
You said town meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry, town election, excuse me.
All right, so you want to do roll call, Kathy?
Yeah, sure. Trask,
Yes.
Bean,
Yes.
Bernard?
Yes.
Bennett?
yes.
Joko?
Yes.
Thank you. 5-0.
I move we hold a one-day of in-person early voting to be held on Saturday, April 25th, 2026, from 10 o'clock a.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. in the Toomey Room, 1 Sylvan Street.
Roll call?
Second?
Yep.
No, I gotta
Second?
do the
Okay.
roll.
We're going to do the roll call.
Yep, I'll do it.
Oh, I
And then
second the
Dee
motion.
seconded it. Okay. Trask?
Yes.
Yeah,
Bean?
Yes.
she didn't take my
Yes.
second.
Joko?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
Thank you. And then the third item is for the assignment of police officers. So we're looking to defer that to the police chief in consultation with the town clerk for the elections for 2026.
We need a motion for that.
I'd like a
Yeah,
motion
would
for
like
that.
motion, please?
I move that the Select Board delegates the authority given to them in Chapter 92, Section 72 of the Acts of 2022 to detail a sufficient number of police officers to each polling location at every election therein to preserve order and to protect the election officers and supervisors from interference with their duties, and to aid in enforcing the laws related to elections to the Chief of Police in consultation with the Town Clerk.
Roll call?
No, second.
Second first.
Second,
Sorry, Dan.
Okay, and we'll do roll,
Confused
Now
what
we'll
you
do
want.
and we'll do a roll call vote.
Sorry,
I'll go the other way. Bennett,
Yes.
Joko,
Yes.
Bernard.
Yes.
Bean,
Yes.
Trask.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
And then there's one more, to delegate the authority to the town clerk to appoint and assign poll workers as needed.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second?
Second.
Okay, roll call?
Trask,
Yes.
Bean,
Yes.
Bernard,
Yes.
Joko,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. I thought you were going to stop maybe in the middle, the
I
third time
don't
around.
know. I got confused. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'd like to thank the registrars for taking
I
time
would
out of
too.
their day.
Yeah, Wally,
to
you
come.
don't want to say anything? No? Mark? Marilyn? Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
And then I also here, I will update the important election dates and post that to the website for everybody, so that they'll have that. And then I did have one other note that the census went out the beginning of the week or the end of last week, and people should be receiving the census any day if they haven't already got it. And it's a new updated form with some great information on the backside. So take some time to.
I just
take a
got
look.
mine in the mail today.
Yeah.
So everybody look for it in the mail. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. All right, we're going to move on to the board. We'll review the warrant for the February 9, 2026 special town meeting. All right, so item number 4, board members, the board will review the warrant for the February 9, 2026 special town meeting. The draft warrant was included in the members' packets. Okay, everybody got that? And posted online, so everybody could review as part of the meeting materials. The warrant includes the Select Board's recommended changes to Town Meeting Act and the Town Manager Act, which have been discussed by this board at length. And what did we start this way back in August, right? August. The board is in receipt of a new Article 54 recall bylaw, as the one included in the draft did not reflect the discussions of the board as of December 16th, 2025 meeting. Have members reviewed the updated Article 54 to be included in the warrant? And any questions or changes?
Madam Chair, I have extra copies if anybody from the audience.
Yeah, if there's copies at the front, in front of the town manager, if you'd like to come up. Thank you.
That's all I got.
Take a few minutes for people to come up, that came up to get it to review it.
I'll give you mine.
I have an extra copy. I printed one out. You're welcome to this one.
Thank you, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, Gardner. Did you, okay, so any questions? Gardner?
No, I went through it, obviously, and looked at, I had a couple of questions that were answered by the clerk and the town manager, including the modifications that are now in our hands. So I'm comfortable with everything in the report.
Okay. Mike?
No, I don't have, no questions.
Right, Dee?
No questions. Thank you.
Dan?
Well, I would request that we get in public, a little update on number 1 and number 2. Those are items that are new
Yep.
before we take a
Oh,
vote.
that's what I was going to do. Yep, that's
Next
on my
on the
list.
list.
Yep, that's next, Dan. So, so the 2 items included in the warrant the board have not previously discussed is Article 1, unpaid bills, and Article 2, Danvers Retirement System, COLA, I should say. Rodney King is here, Director of Administration and Finance is here to answer any questions regarding these two matters. Rodney's at the podium. Dan, did you have any questions for Rodney?
Well, number 1 is self-explanatory. You got to pay the bills.
Yep.
I get that, although there's quite a few of them this year. 2, can you explain the COLA?
Sure.
What's happening?
Yep. So this is a COLA for the Danvers Contributor Retirement System, so retired members of the Danvers system. Each year, the Danvers Retirement Board votes a COLA, a cost of living adjustment. A maximum by state law is 3%. Generally speaking, Danvers, like every community, usually votes that 3% COLA. It's not on their total pension. It's solely based on what they call the COLA base. For Danvers, for as long as I've been here and going back many years, that number's been 13,000. So the first 13,000 of someone's pension would be subject to that COLA, so they would get that 3% increase in perpetuity on that 13,000. The action before you, which was voted on by the Danvers Retirement Board but requires town meeting approval, would be to increase that base to 14,000, which brings it in line with the peers. So in the description below, it shows that roughly 83% of the retirement systems in Massachusetts have a COLA base of either 14,000 and some significantly higher as well. But we've debated this for multiple years. 13,000 was sort of middle of the pack for many years. Over the past couple of years, more and more systems have bumped that up to 14,000 or more. So we felt it was the right time to bring this before town meeting.
So the 14 makes sense, but what is the COLA increase? 3% of what?
It would be so right now, if we voted a 3% COLA at the retirement board, it would be 3% of 13,000. Moving forward, it would be of the 14,000.
Okay, so it's the 3% of the 13,
Yeah.
plus a vote to go to 14.
Yes. So, and the reason why we brought this under this extra special town meeting is that it can't go into effect until it's passed. So, the minute it's passed by town meeting, we could put that into effect for the retirees.
You don't have to go to the Attorney General, it goes into...
It'll probably go through the normal legal process, but
After that, it'd be approved.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rodney.
absolutely.
Yeah, and it says right in here, Rodney, right, it says where the COLA retiree would receive, it's going 13,000 to 14,000, this would increase the COLA that a retiree could receive by $30 for a total of $420 per year, right? And that's what you said about the 83% of
exactly.
104 Massachusetts retirement systems have base amounts that equal or exceed 14,000. So that is in Article 2 there. Do you have any questions, Dee?
No questions. I support it.
You support it, good. Mike?
Nope, no questions, thank you.
And Gardner?
All set?
All right, me too, excellent. Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to go on.
Votes as we go along at the end.
So that was in the booklet, if anybody wants to read that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this, yep. So Article 1, unpaid bills. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the unpaid bills
Do I
as
have a s-
presented.
Thank you.
Second.
And any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Excellent. Article 2,
So moved.
okay. Do I have a motion?
Second,
Move to accept.
I'm sorry.
Any discussion?
No discussion.
You made the motion, you seconded.
Second, yep.
Now discussion.
Yep, discussion.
Okay.
Any discussion? Dan?
No, we heard the explanation.
Good. Yep, all in favor?
I'm sorry. Procedurally, did we go to it's a public hearing? We didn't go to the public hearing.
It's not a
No, it's not a public
Oh,
hearing.
this is not?
No, this is
Okay.
not.
All right.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you. So all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Since we have discussed the town meeting act section by section several times, I'm recommending that we have one motion regarding the associated articles, Articles 3 through 18. Is there any objection to this, or are there any articles in this group that a member would like to discuss separately? Dan?
No, I'm in favor of voting on the Town Meeting Act Articles 3 through 18 as one vote
Okay,
as presented.
thank you. And are you okay
Did you
with
make that a
Dan?
motion, Dan? or-
I did.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Opposed, okay.
I
Okay.
move we accept the remaining articles,
19 through 53?
18 through 54.
Thank you, Gardner.
No,
Oh,
54
53.
separate.
Sorry,
Thank you.
53.
Yep, 19
Respectfully, can I interrupt briefly? The committee that was formed to study the Town Meeting Act and the Town Manager Act, many of us are here tonight, and we were hoping to have a chance to address a couple of these warrant articles.
Okay, but at this has already been, the board sets the warrant articles at this time, Sally.
Public hearing on the 16th. We had
Right, on the 16th.
Well, I'd like to be just on the record on behalf of the committee who worked hours and hours and hours on this stuff. The warrant article, the draft warrant articles came out just 2 days ago, or that we were able to get them anyway. And as we've reviewed them, they're different than what we discussed on the 16th of December. And we were hoping to have an opportunity to explain to the town our position on these various points. I understand if you're saying this is not a public hearing and there's no more time or room for us to raise questions or to make suggestions about these warrant articles, so be it. But I'd like to be on record that we are here tonight in hopes that we'd be able to.
All right, I'll allow it for a quick, I'll allow it.
Could I ask a clarifying question? Specifically, Sally, what do you think changed between the 16th and now? Because I thought we pretty much went through everything. We had clarity on what we wanted modified, with the only open item being the clarification on Article 54, which we received. I think we left all of the other ones as the board, decided was appropriate, and it's reflected here.
Is it Article 54?
I somehow missed or misunderstood that and felt that we would be given an opportunity to respond to the warrant articles as drafted, as written up. They basically ignore most of the recommendations that the committee made, and there's no reference to the work that the committee did. The town meeting has not seen the report that they voted us to generate. So the process just doesn't feel right to me and to my committee.
I'll defer it to the town manager.
I'm sorry. First of all, if the committee feels that way, the town meeting, the recommendations of the committee have been available since June. So I think the town meeting members should have had an opportunity. If it's the will of the board, I'm happy to include a copy of that in the packet that goes out to town meeting members. The 12/16 meeting materials included all of the changes to date. So that was a public hearing where everybody had a chance to speak on everything. So then anything that changed post then was deliberated by this board that night. I think, I went through it, town council went through it, the board members went through it. The only one that didn't reflect what the board had already discussed was the recall bylaw, because that was an error. So that one was updated today.
Mm-hmm.
So I apologize if the process wasn't clear, but the public hearing was posted for December 16th and held. Very few people spoke, which was unfortunate, but, and then there was a public hearing by the Finance Committee on January 15th. And as the committee knows, the Select Board sets the warrant, so.
Could I also ask for a quick note? So I'm concerned that you're concerned that you felt that your work wasn't mentioned in this warrant.
It's not anywhere. No.
I appreciate that you're feeling on this one. Was the town meeting vote to create a committee to report to the select board or to report back to town meeting? Because, please, if you know the answer to that.
I do. Well, I do. It says that they're to make recommendations, and then any recommendations, and it doesn't say their recommendations or the select boards are to be sent. Then the town meeting has the final vote. But the only people who can send recommendations to the town meeting is the select board, because they set the warrant.
Yeah, because
You're
I'm
the
sorry
only
you
ones
feel
who
that
can.
way, because I
Yeah.
think we've been pretty effusive about all the work that's been done. We thanked at every meeting we've had. We've appreciated and thanked the input. And at this point, this is the this is the select board's warrant.
Right.
As we, the board, choose to forward it to FinCom for their deliberation.
Right.
And they can go forward. I'm concerned that if that opening this up at town meeting is just going through that effort again of deliberating between the things we heard you say and asked you to validate, and some of them most of them we agreed with, some of them we had differences of opinion. And it was an advisory board to us to guide us on things we may not have thought of. I really appreciate all the hard work that people put into this, but that being said, not everything that was recommended was adopted.
Yes, most things. I'm sorry to interrupt, but the town manager asked if there was any particular example I could give of where I felt that
Yeah,
the
I
warrant...
did. I'd be interested if there's a particular
Warrant
example.
article, yes, thank you. And one that, I could be wrong about this, but the warrant Article 26, which deals with Section 8 of the Town Manager Act, that's the section that deals with the sentence about whether the town manager having to be a resident of the town of Danvers.
I'm
And
sorry, what page is that on?
It's,
19.
Thank you.
my understanding from the last meeting was that the select board had agreed that that it should just read, "Said town manager shall not be required to be a resident of the town or of the Commonwealth." In fact, the warrant article just deletes the sentence altogether, and I have argument for why I don't think that's
If I may, I
best.
believe the opposite. You guys, there was someone who spoke at the public hearing who said you're going the opposite way and going too far, saying you don't have to be a resident of the town or the Commonwealth. And my notes reflect that the will of the board was you didn't want to specify it either way. You didn't want to say, no, you don't have to be.
That's what I thought.
I mean, so that was my understanding from the notes. Again, it's up to the board. You guys had, I mean, you reviewed it and pointed it out. If it's not reflected correctly by the will of the board, again, it was myself and town council who reviewed it.
Madam Chairman, may I
Yes, Dan.
try to recreate my memory? We discussed that article, and a member for the audience got up and spoke about out of state. And we had a discussion, and we decided to change the language as it is in this.
That's
Right.
what I
And
remember,
I'm
too.
also reading the minutes from that meeting, and it reflects your recollection, Dan, that town manager noted that it is anticipated that there will be an article for each section, blah, blah, blah. As a matter of fact, Nova pointed out that some of the communities are closer in proximity to
In New Hampshire,
other
correct.
towns in the
Right.
state. And so we agreed to omit, we voted on a motion to forego the language about being in the Commonwealth or adjacent towns or anything. We left it to the deliberation and the job description that the select board would go ahead and forward. So I think your recollection, the minutes
Right.
reflect that
And that was at the
this is accurate.
public meeting. Public hearing, thank you.
I think that that's a mistake, but it's past, it's too late to do anything about it. It sounds-
Sally, it's not too late. You got town meeting.
We have town meeting.
You also have FinCom, open meeting.
They have a public hearing at FinCom. Again.
January
Yep,
15th.
January 15th.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sally. All right, so we want to go, I want to go this one here, right? I want to go to,
Motion, I think God made a motion to adopt 19 through 53
53.
as
Yep.
presented.
and we have a second?
Second.
Okay,
Oh,
discussion?
I've made the motion.
Yeah.
Someone else.
Second.
Thank you, Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay, Article 54, recall bylaws. A reminder, we are voting on the updated version submitted us via email today and handed out here tonight. Town manager has given out copies if anybody would like that.
And just to let people know, what specifically changed between what was presented online and now is Section A, where we broadened it to, where we identified any holder of a town-wide elected office. And then we put in the language that we had talked about at the last time. After being recalled from office by the registered voters of the town of Danvers in a manner there herein provided, however, that the vote of an elected official on a matter other than the connection with a conflict of interest violation shall not constitute valid grounds for a recall. Everything else remained the same. And that was just we talked about it, we voted, we deliberated, we voted on it, motioned, it was a cut and paste. Omission.
Do I have a motion?
I move we accept the now amended, or the most recent version.
And do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Conversation,
Yeah,
discussion.
Yeah, Dan?
I voted last time to move it forwards on the warrant. A town meeting, I would be voting against this article.
So you changed. Okay. You have that?
So Gardner made a motion.
Who's going to second?
Mike is seconding it.
We had
Discussion with Dan?
discussion.
And that was, you're
Do you have
saying.
any
That was my
discussion?
discussion.
Yep. Do you have any discussion? I don't either. Mike?
No.
Gardner, any more discussion about that?
No, I'm all set.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Okay. All right, well, thank you. Next steps, housekeeping and important dates. The warrants will be emailed to all town meeting members and posted on the town website by the end of the week. If town meeting members would like a printed copy, they may request one by contacting the town manager's office. Or even, if you can't get a hold of the town manager's office, you can naturally call the town clerk. The Finance Committee is scheduled to hold a public hearing on the warrant on January 15th at 7 PM in the Toomey Room. We encourage the public to attend. That'd be a good time for you to come. Once the Finance Committee has made their recommendations, all town meeting members will receive the warrant and Finance Committee recommendations by email and mail. It will be posted on the town website, too. The town moderator will be holding open office hours on February 5th, 2026, from 5:30 to 6:30 in the Toomey Room. This is an informal opportunity for town meeting members to ask moderator questions related to procedures, potential amendments, etc. I encourage people to attend. I'll be there also. The special town meeting is scheduled for February 9th, 2026 at 7:30 PM at Danvers High School Auditorium. With that being said, I want to thank the review committee members for all their hard work and for being here with the select board throughout the process. Sally Calhoun for chairing the committee and thoughtfully answering our questions throughout the process, and her committee, fellow select board members for all their hard work on this over the past several months. I'd also like to thank the town manager, the town clerk, and I'd like to thank the public, Ann Freitas too, for all her hard work too. So thank you very much for that being said.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Generally, what goes out to the town meeting members, head of FinCom, usually has warrant explanations. At least can we have a cover letter that adequately, or that thanks the committee, notes the committee, thanks the committee and provide a link to the committee's report online, similar to the warrant article online.
Thank you, Gardner. That'd be great.
Yep.
Thank you.
And through you, if no one else wants to, I'm happy to attend as the select board representative at the FinCom meeting,
Okay.
unless someone else wants it. I'm just throwing it out there.
I was going to go.
Okay?
Yeah.
If you're
I
gonna
think
go,
it's
that's
the
fine.
role of the chair to
Yeah, I'm gonna-
represent this
I'm gonna-
board.
yeah, I'll
Well,
leave it.
we've often split it up because of
But
the,
when there's 5 nights,
yep.
it's one
Okay,
night.
that's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, if.
I was making an
Can
offer.
2 people go if we want to, or just
It
one?
worked out.
Yeah, no, would you like to, no more than 2? You, why don't you
We can
join
all
me?
go.
No, well,
but the
no,
chair
no,
should
you'll be
represent.
speaking. If we all go, we can all go, but if you're the representative, we won't speak.
All right,
That's fine.
all right. Well, thank you for offering.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Let's see, where are we now? Town manager will report to the board on various items of interest.
Okay. All right, thank you, Madam Chair. All right, I'm going to start with some quick ones and end with kind of the more fun stuff. So quickly, just to update the public and the board, since it's been a topic here often, 17 Elm Street, the building commissioner, I believe it was Monday, inspected the scaffolding around 9 a.m. that morning and approved it. That he has lifted the stop work order on the site and construction may resume. If there are further questions from the select board members regarding specifics about, because now it's out of the authority of the select board, which is the use of the public way. But if you have questions about the project, send them to me through my office and I will get you answers. I mentioned last time that we have been working with our Essex Tech school committee rep, Mike Landers, as well as other mayors and superintendents on the North Shore related to their new lottery system. Yesterday, town officials attended a community meeting at Essex Tech regarding the potential changes to the school admissions policy. They were required by legislation to move to a lottery-based system, and now they are working on finalizing the policy for how they are going to implement the lottery. We were joined by many other member communities and representatives. There's a good discussions on the new admissions and member allotments and the impacts on community school districts themselves. So as this moves forward, I actually think their next meeting might also be the 15th of January. We will keep you posted on any new policies that get adopted. I wanted to give some further explanation on the water quality notice. I'm going to preface this with this. I went over this with Assistant Town Manager Jen Breaker, Steve King, and Jason, who runs the water plant. So I think I have it fully understood, but if there are follow-up questions, I'd rather bring them back to make sure I answer them correctly, but I will get you the information. So I shared with the board, in case the public hasn't seen it, the link on our website that has the letter as well as additional FAQs, but I'm going to provide some additional information. So on December 26th, the town issued a water quality notice as required by Mass DEP. This notice was required to be issued to the public as a drinking water regulation requirement. There was not a public health risk. The town was notified of the regulation violation that occurred in August and September of 2025. We were notified by DEP of this in November 26th, and we didn't receive the language for the notification until mid-December. So that was, I know a lot of people were saying, if this happened in August, why didn't we know till November? Well, we didn't until December. We didn't know from them. So our violation wasn't based on a health risk. This violation was on a regulatory notification requirement related to corrosion control. Our water treatment includes corrosion control treatment. This treatment helps prevent lead and/or copper in the plumbing systems from dissolving into the water. Our corrosion control treatment consists of pH adjustment and the addition of phosphates. In August and September of 2025, we missed our planned targets for pH and phosphates. Deviations outside of our planned target ranges can impact the effectiveness of our corrosion control treatment and influence how much lead or copper leaches out of the pipes. Failure to have corrosion control treatment within the required perimeter range for more than 7 days is considered a treatment technique violation by the Massachusetts Drinking Water Regulation. Failure to have reported the change is where the violation came. Our water quality control parameters requires that we notify Mass DEP of any deviation within 48 hours. This again, is the detail that was missed by the water treatment plant and ultimately resulted in this violation and public notice. So some background on how that happened. Our previous chemical supplier sent us a corrosion control product that underperformed. We have since corrected the issue, and at no point was there a public health risk. The town will be sending out to all residents a copy of the letter that has been on the town website since December 26. This is not a new violation, but additional information for residents who may not have been able to access the letter online. Hard copies have been available at the Senior Center, library, and various town offices and the Housing Authority since December 26. The reason that we ended up having to do the postcard instead of the letter is because we had to go back and forth with the language with DEP. It's very prescribed. And we couldn't, through the holiday time, our printer couldn't get a letter out. So they agreed to a sufficient postcard as long as we had the letter on the website. If any residents have additional concerns or questions, the water treatment team is available to answer, and their contact information is available in the letter which you'll receive on our website or by reaching out, obviously, to my office. I think the short version is, obviously the water treatment is a delicate balance, but I think the important message that the team asked me to get through tonight was the violation was in our reporting. Okay. So I wanted to make sure we have that, and I think the second part is if the public receives a letter, it's not a second violation, it's the follow-up to the postcard. I also want to let the board know that I'm joining Superintendent Bauer and his team, including some students, to welcome the Commissioner of the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education to Danvers High School on Friday. Commissioner Martinez assumed the role on July 1, 2025, so he's getting to know the districts, and we're thrilled to welcome him here to Danvers. I think it was our last meeting, the board accepted a gift from Danvers Rotary related to the mural restoration and hanging. So I wanted to let the public know, as well as the board, that that installation is scheduled for Friday, January 9th, and will impact access to the main staircase lobby, and in particular, Rodney's office. You will be able, so public will be able to access inspectional services and the retirement board only through the front doors. Other departments can be accessed by the doors on either side, both Sylvan Street and Holton Street, and use either the elevator or this back staircase to get upstairs. We expect the work to be completed between Friday and Saturday. If there are problems, it would carry into Monday. This will all be out on socials and our website, so, and there'll be signs on the doors, and is being communicated to staff as well. I do want to thank Danvers Rotary, Danvers Historical Society, DPW. Natalie has been chaperoning, like really pushing this through to make sure it got done. So thank you. It's like it was literally herding cats, but we're there. We're there on Friday, and really looking forward to it. And thank them all for their hard work. So please excuse our mess for a couple of days, but I think it should go smoothly. So please come see them when you have a chance. And I believe they're working on descriptions for each of them as well. Curbside Christmas tree pickup is Saturday, January 10th. Trees need to be curbside by 7 a.m. Artificial trees cannot be collected. Trees that aren't bare won't be picked up. No lights, no ornaments, all that kind of stuff. And wreaths will not be collected during this pickup. That leads us to the reason they're picking them up. Saturday, January 10th, with a rain date of the 11th, is the Falcon Fest Winter Bonfire at Plains Park, starting at 5 p.m. This is a joint effort between Falcon Fest, the Fire Department, Police Department, DPW, and Town Manager's Office. The bonfire will be lit at 6:15, and more information is available on their website. I saw their food truck lineup. It looks pretty good. So please join us. And January 19th, join the Human Rights and Inclusion Committee and the public schools to celebrate MLK Day at our annual Move Like King celebration at the high school atrium from 3 to 5. Student art exhibits and musical selections and interactive community building activities for children, youth, and adults. The hallmark of the event will include presentation of the Seed of Hope Award and snapshot narratives from community members who will share how they are moving, like Martin Luther King Jr., through their life and work in Danvers. Very much looking forward to it, so I hope to see all of you there. And with that, town hall offices will be closed on January 19th in observance of Martin Luther King Day.
Thank you, Town Manager. All right, so
Sorry, what time was the Move Like King event?
3.
Thank
3
you.
to 5. All right, the board will
Could I just ask
Sure.
to you, Madam Chair, is there a reason why they don't pick up the leaves?
I don't know the answer. My guess would be because there's wire behind them.
Okay.
Is it?
Oh, okay, okay.
If I may offer, if you strip the greenery off it and put it in a trash bag, a paper bag, that picked those up in the past.
Okay. Thank you. And not to dwell on this, another question.
The water?
Yeah, the water. And thanks for the clarification, but just as a resident, I'm still confused. I saw the letter, and I saw a news article on the Salem News that was pretty confusing. We spoke about that. You're saying that the violation was in the reporting. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Do you mean there was some corrosion that we were supposed to report within 7 days, and that didn't happen?
When there's any deviation in the corrosion, what's the word I was looking for? Control. When there's any deviation in that, we are supposed to report that to them, and that's what we did not report.
Okay. Do we know why it wasn't reported?
I know why it deviated, in which it was the company, we switched companies that we bought it from, so now we know we can't use that company. When I asked staff why, it was, it was overlooked. We were in the middle of another water crisis where Peabody and Danvers water were mixing, and that had to end. He was focused on that, so he did not, he missed the reporting date. It was an error, human error.
Okay. So have we put in some guidelines, or like, has anything been done since then to prevent this from happening in the future?
Yeah, so we went, well, the number
SOPs.
one thing being that we know now we can't deviate the vendor for the product is the most important. The pH levels are that sensitive.
Okay. Thank you.
I think after the questions Jason's had to answer, I don't think he will miss a reporting deadline again.
Anybody else have any questions about that?
I
Kinda?
should say, they were both Steve and Jason were willing to be here tonight. So really, if you do have follow-up questions, please, and to the public as well, reach out to our office.
Wonderful.
They really want to be transparent and open with the public on this, so please,
It's important.
ask questions.
Thank you. All right, Bill, did you want to ask a question? Go ahead. Of course you can, go ahead. Remember, 3 minutes, not even.
Wait, let me get the
Hold
timer. Hold on. Wait. Okay, go ahead.
Go.
Hurry, it's starting now.
To save the town some postage money, wouldn't it be possible to add the letter that's supposed to be sent out in everyone's electric bill because we all receive them? I'm trying to save the town some money.
Thank you, but DEP has very strict requirements about mailing these notifications. We're not allowed to combine it with anything. We don't even get to say what we're gonna, that's why it took so long to get it out. We actually didn't get to say any of the stuff that I said tonight.
Make a suggestion to save money for individual communities.
I know, I agree very much. Please make that recommendation to the governor and DEP.
I know it's always put in committee, so I know where it ends up.
And it is a good idea, but the other issue is
Regulation.
the electric cycle
Yeah.
is quarterly.
Yeah.
So some people may not get it free. Okay.
But it was a good idea, Bill.
It is a good
Try
idea.
to save us
DEP
some money.
unfortunately regulates exactly what we say and how we say it.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
one more about the water. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
Yes.
doctor here, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I like it.
So when and if there's a deviation, it gets reported to the state, EPA or whatever. Do residents also get notified, or there's a threshold where the resident will get notified? If do they have like a window which they don't find it as a health risk,
Yeah.
and they just let the EPA know, but then when it reaches that on the threshold, then people in their home get notified, and how does that process work?
So I don't want to misspeak, so I will follow up with you on that question, and I will email the whole board.
Yeah, that'd be nice
on
to
the
know.
response.
That's a good question, Dee.
I think I know the answer. I think we are supposed to report to them, and then we do follow-up testing, and then if there's an issue, we have to notify, but I'm not sure I'm correct, so let me get you the correct information.
Thank you.
Great. All right, anybody else? Okay. The board will consider consent calendar items as they appear below.
Motion to accept.
Oh, look at
Second.
me. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. All right, at this time, we will do correspondence, select board, new business, previous new business, updates, select board closing comments. Mike, you want to start?
I don't have much to say. Just, I read an article today talking about water, that the federal government's going to ban fluoride after the 20th of this year. Did anybody read that? January 20th? So I don't know if that's allegedly that's a good thing. So we'll see. That's all I got.
That's it?
Thank you.
Okay. Gardner?
No, I didn't get any correspondence that we didn't all get as part of, part of normal business. I didn't get anything from residents, so I have nothing new to report.
Thank you, Gardner. Dee?
No, just Happy New Year to everyone. And Mike, I'll be curious to see that article, if you can share that.
Okay.
I think the local Board of Health have some say. I don't know if it's all federal government decisions, but yeah.
It's probably a JFK recommendation.
Well, when we moved to Danvers, right, people always said you want to go to Danvers because there was fluoride in the water, right? It's like, yeah, right, Mike? With Danvers,
Yeah.
I mean, they always saying the dose makes the poison, right? So excess of everything is the problem. So
Not good.
it's all about, no, thank you.
All right, Dan?
Thank you. I have a question through you, Madam Chairman,
Sure.
if I may. Are we working on a warrant article to ban Bitcoin machines?
Yes,
That's for the May.
May.
Is the machine a total tobacco or Bitcoin machine?
I don't know the answer.
I saw it in the window. I didn't go in to look. And are those licensed at all? Anybody can put one up?
I would have to go, I mean, the chief did.
I know that's why we're
presentation.
working on a warrant article,
Yeah.
but that's to ban them. I just, anybody can put one,
I think so, they don't.
I could put one in my office. Well,
We
that's
don't
why,
issue a license for them.
You might
if
want to
that's
put it
okay.
out front.
out front, yeah, we'll get more action now. Yeah, my
Inside,
office
right?
too far back. No, seriously, I'm just curious
Yeah,
how we're doing.
I know we don't issue a license for it, so.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam
That'll let you
Chairman.
do the closing at the end. I just want to say, hope everybody had a happy new year. I want to thank the committee again. I want to thank the registrars, Wally, Mark, and Marilyn. Thank you very much, and everybody's hard work on, thank you, board members, for all of this. I want to thank the clerk and the town manager, like I said, and Ian and everybody. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say congratulations to Gardner's son on his marriage, and I also wanted to say congratulations to Mike's new grandfather, him and Katie, right, for a baby boy.
So many more
Yep,
kids.
so many more kids, yeah. Just got to keep on working the rest of our lives. And thank you for all your research, everybody out there, too. I appreciate it. And with that being said, I'll let Dan.
Yes, when you see a vet, say thank you for your service, he or she. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you,
So
Maureen.
Dee, you're gonna
Thank
wear your
you.
ref shirt in here some night?
We are well aware.
We haven't, bro. I didn't know that.